welcome to Schnozzcast, episode 71 for Friday, May 1st, 2020. Hear all of you going, hi. So hopefully everybody's doing well out there, staying safe, storming the castle, as some people are doing in Michigan. Let's go around the room and introduce you to all of our panelists today, starting with Mr. Cory Celeski.
Oh, hey.
How are you?
Not bad. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. And Mr. Joseph Guido. Take your time, man.
Fucking mad. But how are you, Bob?
Bad start. I'm doing better than you. And Ms. Danielle Finn.
Hi.
And Mr. Nicholas Bader.
Hello, everyone.
Our kids. How's everyone's week?
Shitty.
Yeah? All right, let's get into that later. And you look like you're in good spirits.
Who? Me?
Yes, the only Danielle on the podcast.
I didn't hear you say my name. No,
Wow.
good.
Okay. Got the giggles. I always love that. Nick, understand you have reason to celebrate. Brand new vehicle.
Yeah, got a new truck, so pretty excited about that.
Why didn't you bring it in? Show everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Why aren't you doing a Zoom session from your new truck?
The largest item I brought into my basement was my couch when it was brand new also. And a couple of my friends dropped it down the steps and tore the bottom of it. So I don't bring large items down to my basement anymore.
I'm sure the truck would have been all right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess when you get a couple days off during the fucking week, then you can go buy a new truck, can't you?
Now
No,
we know why Joe's upset.
I actually did that from work and they delivered it.
Yeah, good for fucking you. Well, at least you have the time at work to buy a new car.
Yeah.
With friends like these.
What a cushy job.
You don't need these.
They give us lunch breaks, so.
Oh, that's nice.
So clearly work's been going just fine for Joe.
Oh, peachy, Cory.
All right. Well, I have no doubt that we're going to get into that, but as work must intrude, let's get into some good news, as we like to start it off with, in these troubled times. So, got a couple of things. First of all, we have one of the newest things that I did not even know was going on. We keep doing Zoom sessions because we're social distancing and can't stand to be around each other when we're thinking about the virus. So we do it all remotely. But did you know that there are silent Zoom sessions that are going on out there right now?
Silent ones?
Yes, completely silent Zoom sessions.
Why?
That's a great question, Danielle. Essentially, some people see silent Zoom sessions as being kind of like a lifeline during the lockdown when they want to focus on things that they're doing, whether it's some people go on the Zoom session and they just write, let's say they're editors or they write for a living. Or let's say they're students and they're writing a paper. Some of them go on silent Zoom sessions so they can read. It's kind of like being in a library, where reading by yourself is not quite the same experience as being in a library around other people that are reading. Some people do it.
That is so fucking retarded.
That is exactly the response that I hope for, which is why I saved this article.
You don't converse with other people in a library, so they might as well not even be there. Jesus Christ.
But you know that they're there. You can feel them there. You can hear them breathing. You can
I
see
can't
them around
feel
you.
that you're here if we're sitting in silence.
Look, Joe, some people like to be around other people, unlike yourself. They feel that that kinship, that kindred spirit feeling that you get in a crowd of people, like-minded people. It's not for everybody. Nor am I suggesting that we should do a silent Zoom.
It's not for anybody.
Although some of our listeners may sometimes feel like this is a silent Zoom, but hey, some people look at it as kind of being like a little retreat, and they're stuck in their houses. They don't have a lot of contact anymore. Let's say they're afraid to go to the store, or they're trying to self quarantine, and they kind of look at it as though they're working in a library, and it helps them to focus. It helps them to be more productive rather than sitting there. If anybody's worked from home or tried to do something when you're all by yourself for long periods of time or many days in a row, that sometimes it's hard to focus. There's a lot of things that can suck your attention away, like, oh my God, I'm in the kitchen or in my office and the TV is right over there. I could literally just put this down and go watch another episode of World War II in color or whatever it is that you want to watch. And I'll come back to it. So sometimes you need a little bit more of a, something to motivate you to focus on the task at hand rather than all the other distractions that might be around. So this is kind of a way to keep yourself honest about what you need to do and just get it done.
So if I'm sitting here writing a paper and the four of you are staring at me and I'm going like this every once in a while, looking up just to see what everybody's doing, how is that not distracting?
Well, the idea is you're not supposed to talk, which is why I don't think you do.
Then
well.
what's the point? Sit at home by yourself.
I just told you what the point was. It's not for everybody. Clearly, it's not for you. But
You didn't say you had to join one.
It's true. I can tell you're very troubled by this idea. The very fact that it exists, it tears at the very fabric of your soul.
Sense. It's so
I know.
stupid.
This is why I'm so glad that I brought it up.
It makes sense to them, Joe.
I almost don't even want to move on to the next thing. I want to sit here and just let this marinate for a little bit.
So we should do a silent podcast.
Let's do it for 5 minutes. Let's see how this goes. Nobody talk. Ready? Go.
See, that's the thing. Every
no
time
talk.
I go to you, I'm like, oh, and then there's Joseph Guido, and you just look at the camera and you don't say anything, and I have to go, Joe, say hello. Oh, hello, everybody. You can do that. You could be
I've never
silent.
said, hello, everybody. I've always come up with something.
That's my Joe impression. Thank
So
you.
you think me sitting here in silence will be good for the podcast?
No,
Exactly.
not for the podcast. Maybe for us if you were silent. I love how troubling this is to you.
It's not troubling. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like having a dinner party. Now, no, nobody talk. We're just going to sit here and eat. Well, you can sit here and eat and not talk by yourself in your own house.
But did you hear the explanation I gave for why some people might find it useful?
What people?
Well,
Introverts.
I don't know their names.
Introverts that don't like human contact anyway, that are glued to their computer and they need computer attention.
They all want to get together and they all want to read. Let's say they're part of a book club. A lot of ladies.
But a book club is discussing. You
It's
discuss
also reading
during
the
a book
book.
club.
You read the book.
You don't just get around and you read the book before, and then you get on the book club to discuss.
Maybe they're finding a hard time actually, focusing and reading the book.
So people in the room that you're not talking to helps?
Joe.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't have to make sense to you. It makes sense to them.
Exactly.
What does that mean?
I think that's pretty straightforward.
I thought so, but clearly.
Danielle, white supremacists hate.
Oh God.
No. They hate certain groups of people. Doesn't make sense to you. No. Doesn't make sense to you or me or anybody else in this group, but it makes sense to them, so that's okay. Same thing.
No, it's not.
If it makes sense to somebody, then it's okay. Doesn't make any sense.
The white supremacists.
No.
It's not even close to the same thing.
Yeah, of course it is. If it makes sense.
Of course it's not.
Danielle, what you were saying that it makes sense to them and it makes sense to those people. We don't agree with it, but it makes sense to those people. That is the exact same thing. That was the only point we were trying to make.
Not.
It is not the exact same thing.
Who are the Silent Zoom book readers hurting, Joe?
Exactly.
Me.
Who are they hurting?
How are
they
you
hurting
you? You're not involved.
You didn't even know.
I am. I'm involved now. I know the shit's going on in the world. I'm involved.
You're just aware of it. That's all. There's tons of shit you're not aware of.
I was going to say, you weren't even aware of it until 2 minutes ago.
Well, I'm aware of it now. This has been the worst 2 minutes of my day.
Nobody stuck you in a silent Zoom. You wouldn't last in a silent Zoom.
No, because it's stupid.
Because it's been the worst 2 moments of your day, it's now the best 2 moments.
All right, everybody hop on, but we're not going to talk or make eye contact, and I'm going to get a whole bunch of shit done. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
All right. At the risk of alienating literally the 5 people that are watching us, let's move on.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So in other news, Apple is now launching an iPhone update that will make it easy to unlock your phone while you're wearing a face mask. So there's good news, right?
Oh, good, because it wouldn't work yesterday.
Well, maybe you didn't update your phone yet.
You mean with the facial recognition or
recognition?
Right? Recognition,
sure.
yes.
Recognition, sorry.
I was going to say that 3 times in a row, but you couldn't make it through one. Yeah, the facial recognition is now, it doesn't require your nose or your mouth to work, essentially.
Cool.
So take that, Android.
Yeah.
The gauntlet's been thrown down. Get your shit together.
Or you could just use a fucking 9 or 5-digit pin like most of us. Or a fingerprint. No, I have an Apple phone. I'm going to stick it up to my face. I'm in a bad
Nick
mood.
sticks his up to his face.
I
in a bad mood today.
I could see that. The shitting on things has started early and aggressively. So I'm not sure. So it is with iOS 13.5. So if you're like Danielle and you're wondering why this isn't working for me with my mask on, make sure you're running iOS 13.5.
I'm currently updating it.
There you go. So that's good news. I mean, not much more to say about that, really. Last thing I got was good news for me. Probably no one else, but it's been bothering me for many, many years. Microsoft has now made a change in their Microsoft Word program, which will now flag a double space after a sentence as an error and tell you that you need to correct it, which has been bothering me since like 1994.
That's actually that is a pretty good addition.
We're gonna lose Joe.
We just did. He just walked off camera. This has been the greatest day of my life. This couldn't be a better start to the podcast for me. So as an English major, essentially this is like a holdover from back when people used typewriters and fonts were all like every letter took up the same amount of space. And then once they moved away from typewriters and they moved into word processing programs like Microsoft Word or something like that, there was no need for it anymore. But people keep doing it. And there's just no need for it. It looks stupid. In my mind, as an English major, it always kind of flagged you as dumb if you were in the business world trying to make something that you were presenting to a large group and you had that shit in there. And probably what makes it worse is that people they don't understand and they're never consistent with it. So every sentence, there might be 2 spaces after it. There might be 1. It's a mix. People don't, they can't just be always wrong. They're only partially wrong. So it's a good week for me as far as software updates go.
I like the double space edition myself, and I would almost implore anyone.
I do too.
That has Joe for Gentleman's Agreement to make him do a silent Zoomcast.
Oh, is there? Oh, a silent movie. Mel Brooks.
Oh no,
movie.
Al, I love silent.
I was gonna say I think he'd be all right with a silent movie.
I've seen silent movie.
But you can't deal with a silent Zoom session.
I've seen silent movies because you're not acting anything out. There's not physical comedy going on. If we were all sitting here silent doing physical stuff, then it'd be okay. But if I'm just sitting here writing a paper that you can't see, then I'm just sitting here. But no, silent movie's great. I've seen all the Buster Keaton stuff, and so I've seen all that, and I love it.
So you were an enigma wrapped in a riddle, smothered in secret sauce, buddy.
So I do say we find a Zoom session that is going on where there's just people sitting there reading, and almost like an Impractical Jokers-esque kind of thing that we'll sit in the room and just see how long it takes until Joe just flips out and starts screaming at everyone sitting there reading.
Well, it won't take very long.
10 seconds.
No, probably wouldn't.
And we have to look at each other the entire time. The first person that laughs, you have to leave the session.
No.
Well, I'll be out real quick.
You ever hear those videos where it's like fat girls and all they do is step on food and squish it between their fat toes, and it's some weird fucking fetish thing, and you're like, oh well, people are into it. Yeah, but it's fucking weird. It makes no fucking sense.
But
again, who is it hurting? What do you care?
It's hurting
me.
Is it hurting
you? You should have used that to compare the Zoom sessions and not the KKK.
Exactly.
Tomatoes.
Why can't you look at it like, oh, thank God I'm not in one of those silent Zoom sessions right now. At least I don't have to be in one of those. Oh, at least I don't have to watch videos of large women squishing cake between their feet.
See, Joe doesn't have to do that, but he clearly has.
He feels like he's going to be like trapped and roped into it somehow.
Oh, right now I'm doing it right now because I'm not listening to anything you guys are saying. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put you on the spot then, because I'm sure you have a news story to share. Now that I'm done with mine.
No.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
I do recall sending you one.
Yeah,
Less than
I didn't fucking read it.
Come on, dude.
No, I'm in a bad mood now.
You've been in a bad mood for the last 20 minutes.
No, actually, this was a good news article Bob sent me. I'm sorry, I've been working a lot. I really haven't been paying attention to news, but there is an old flour mill in England somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. It's just been a tourist attraction.
It's going great, Joe. Keep going.
For you. Well, I didn't actually read it. I told you I did, but I didn't.
I know. I literally read it to you. I read it to you less than 30 minutes ago.
Well, it ceased its operations in 1970, but since all the big flour plants are having trouble producing flour, they turned this tourist attraction back into an active working flour mill. And this guy's pumping out a good amount of flour. And then you said his grandfather was the foreman for it. Yeah.
The head miller, I guess.
Head miller, yeah.
The miller of the mill for 50 years. And when they shut the mill down, he renovated all the equipment, and it was about 25 years ago. And then it's been open as like a tourist attraction ever since.
And he says,
the virus hits, and he goes, you know what? All the local grocers are running out of flour. Yeah. Why don't I open this bitch up?
And this guy, his name's Pete Loosmore. Mm-hmm. He's been running the mill for 26 years. And, quote, he said, we would have been milling on the whole about 2 days each month. That would have supplied us enough flour to keep going throughout this whole season, he said. And then suddenly we had a lockdown. And our first impressions was we couldn't do anything with the mill because of social distancing. But then he said, however, since all the other surrounding mills have been having trouble producing for the local whatever, that we went back in operation. And then he says, unfortunately, I think this whole coronavirus is blown out of proportion. I make none of my employees wear masks, and everybody needs to stand at least 3 feet away from each other because I have no morals, and I don't care if everybody gets sick because I think this thing's all blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
And then and then he says it's been nice to bring the place truly back to life and back into something like it used to be when it was working 6 days a week.
Cory.
So, quick question. How much of that was your article and how much of that was the actual article?
Oh, it was all the actual article.
Oh, that was all the actual article?
Yeah. Well, maybe I threw in a little.
Obviously, you didn't have any influence on
how much do you think was the actual and how much do you think was mine, Cory?
I'm going to say 90-10, 90 in your favor.
90 was mine? No, more, just that 10% was mine. Everything else was true.
Yeah, every part of the article where you're like, why would someone say that? That was Joe.
Sorry, guys. I had a long day. I have to get this all off my
That's
chest.
a great story, though, isn't it?
It's a very good story. But I guess
I want to hug everybody in the world now.
Why would you why was there a question of like, I wonder what we should do with this flour mill that we can't give tours through anymore. Maybe we should try to farm chickens or make beer. No, fucking start making flour again. It's a simple choice.
Cory, I'm not sure that there was like a month, a couple months long delay between can't run the tours and let's start making flour.
I don't know. It seems
happened the next day. I don't know.
And there's regulations. It's been out of work since 1970. You can't just open up and start making stuff. You have to have people come in and inspect it, make sure it's up to code. I'm sure it's like that in Britain, just like it is here. You can't just be like, well, I'm going to fire this thing up, and here we go.
Out in the countryside of Britain, you can do it.
Yeah, but they change their regulations.
They change.
Quite a bit. So you gotta make sure everything's up to code before you start rolling.
Well, I get that part. But like I said, it seemed like there's a question of like, oh, what should we do with this old flour mill?
But remember, Joe was goosing that whole story with his own.
Well, yeah, he was trying to come up with his own side to put in it.
Let's not impugn.
Well, but maybe
he's an English flour mill owner.
Well, why not? He's a flour mill, but maybe he wanted to do something else. A lot of breweries around here Rusted Crow downtown, they're making hand sanitizer now because they can't bring people into their bar. I just got a whole bunch of sanitizer at the store that was made by some home brewer, and all it is liquid ethanol, and he put his own stamp on it and all that. So,
but Bob, they don't just arbitrarily give the flour to people just to eat. I mean, they taste, they test.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know this is going somewhere good.
It's the best flour I've ever had.
They sometimes they put some of the bad flour, that like week old flour, on top, but they taste.
The bums know that they test.
Yeah, they sprinkle some of the good stuff on top, but they taste.
Cory, you got a story too, don't you?
I do.
Is it just me, you, and Nick know what that's from?
And Bob.
I'm assuming it's Seinfeld. They're friends.
Yeah, me, Bob, and Nick. Yeah.
And our hundreds of thousands of listeners, they know. They test.
They test. They know.
So my story is out of Pennsylvania, and it's Pennsylvania native Olive Veronesi was down to her last 12 cans of beer last week. She went viral asking for more with a cheeky whiteboard message. On Monday, the 93-year-old's pleas was answered when 150 cans of Coors Light was delivered to her doorstep. Oh, crap. My screen locked up. Hang on.
She lives in Pennsylvania, and the only beer they gave her was Coors Light.
That's what she likes.
Apparently that's her beer.
Yeah, there was
Shut up, Danielle.
It was Miller.
Well, I know the story.
Let the man finish his story, my God.
It was Miller Coors who heard her cry for help.
Everybody's a little salty tonight, I think.
You're lucky you're not here. I'd punch you.
Well, I'd punch you back. Ooh. Is your work driving you crazy? Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're not working.
Little sass.
Back at you. All day long.
Keep going.
I didn't ask to not work, Joe.
All right, kids.
You chose not to work.
No, I didn't.
You did.
It was not a choice.
Go back to your corners.
You can come to.
There you go. Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
The Seminole, Pennsylvania resident is staying home during the coronavirus pandemic and was unable to pick up more beer herself. So a relative of hers snapped a photo of her asking for additional supplies by holding up a dry erase board that read, "I need more beer." In the photo, Veronesi is smiling wide and holding a can of Coors Light behind a closed glass door. "I have a beer every night," Veronesi told the TV station. "Something to relax, I think it's nice. Something for a young lady." The image was posted to Facebook by CBS Pittsburgh on Thursday, and Veronesi's relatable message quickly spread online. The image was shared more than 51,000 times and got thousands of comments as of Tuesday. And the message luckily reached the right people, mainly the Molson Coors Beverage Company, the maker of Coors Light. Olive asked, and the beer is on its way. The Coors Light Twitter account posted Sunday night. And the brand kept its promise by delivering 150 cans of beer to her on Monday.
150 cans? That's it?
Dude, I mean, if she's only having one beer a night.
She had 51,000 comments or 51,000 views. Don't you think she at least deserves maybe half that, maybe 25,000 cans of beer?
She's an old lady.
But all those old ladies are hardy.
Hey, hang on, though.
They swam in the worst polluted rivers. They ate the food of the 1940s. They lived through depressions. She's 93. she's going to live until she's 112.
So Coors Light did make a comment on that. They said if she ever runs out again, Molson Coors said it has her covered. We're starting out with plenty of Coors Light, said the Molson Coors spokesperson. But we've also let Olive and her family know that they have a standing offer for more Coors Light whenever they're ready for a restock.
Oh, please tell me that she went back to them 3 days later and said, I'm ready for another 150 cans.
Hey, guys, I'm down to 1 can again. Olive, it's been 2 days.
So to touch on that story, Drew and Mike actually got her on the phone and had an interview with her about a week ago. And I think the issue that Coors was probably seeing as well is they want their product. They don't mind giving her as much as she wants, but they want their product to still remain as the quality that when it leaves the factory. And considering that she has 1 beer a day, that would take her quite some time to finish 150 beers. And they're thinking that it might not be as fresh as it was when they first delivered it on, day 120. Yeah.
That was when she was rationing. She made it through World War II. Times were hard, but now she's got 150 cans of beer. She's not going to go through 1 can of beer a day.
They're like, what's
pouring on her cereal.
How many you have? You have a couple? She's like, what? And they're like, do you have a couple? How many do you have? Oh no, I just have 1. I just have 1 with dinner. That's usually all I have. It's like, oh, you have a couple friends over? No.
She's not fooling me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Agnes, what was her name, Cory?
Olive Veronesi.
She's 93.
Yeah, you don't get to 93 without doing some hard living.
Yeah, she does. She drinks more than 1 a day.
Next time, you know what we should do is when everything opens, we should create a Facebook account for Nancy and make that same claim. She's of the same age. Do that. She's of the same age and she drinks Coors Light, but she drinks much more than that.
I only drink 9 a night.
I think she's going to talk to you every night just to thank you for that. So,
well, it could get her to literally stop coming to Uncle Ray's.
You think she made it through this?
Oof, I don't know.
You guys are terrible.
I'm going to say that's a 50-50. I mean, I really hope she did.
Have you seen like the lady that made it through 2 pandemics? Like she got the plague, recovered, and got coronavirus and recovered.
I did see that.
Plague? You mean the Spanish flu?
Or whatever that big pandemic was, like way back when. I think it was like like
1910.
Way back when is a very vague term. It couldn't be the plague, unless you're talking about
medieval times.
Years ago. Might be the Spanish.
I think it was like when like the actual
Is
plague.
she 300 years old?
I think
she's like 105.
Spanish flu then.
Yeah, I think it was the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
That was like 1910 or something like that.
Yeah. So she got the Spanish flu.
Yep.
But she lived.
Yep. And then she got COVID-19.
And lived.
And lived.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, she should. She's going to live through everything. She would survive an atomic bomb.
She's got a good immune system. That's all you need.
I think they need to focus on whatever's in her blood and make it.
I was going to say she needs to donate her plasma.
God.
It's not Coors Light, I'll tell you that.
Let's drain this 110-year-old woman of all her blood.
Her blood cells would be like bullet shaped. Cory, you probably need to change Joe's session name here as the admin.
Yeah.
But I can change it back though.
Well, Cory, you got to be able to stop him from doing it, right?
Yeah, I'll figure out a way to.
What's the point of being an admin if you can't block Joe from doing that kind of thing?
I'll block you.
All right, well, that's the housekeeping and the good news for the week, everybody. So we are. What?
Are you happy?
Where are we at? Let's see, about 30 minutes in. So since it's all been a long week for everybody all around, why don't we do a round of Schnozzcast shots?
Sounds good.
I guess so.
Oh, well, if I knew I was going to have to Danielle, whatever you just did, don't do that anymore. Knew I was going to have to twist everybody's arm. I would have started twisting long ago. Joe, you got something this time?
Nope. Lemonade.
Lemonade. Wow. So in a foul mood and sober. That's going to be great.
We got a shitload of Dole lemonade from a promo that we're doing at the store.
Oh,
Is it Dole Pine Orange Banana Juice?
No, it's just Dole lemonade. No, I got to get up too early. I probably right after the cast, I'm gonna have to go to the store and start dough again. We got fucking slaughter tonight. So
right after this cast, you're gonna have to go to the store and start dough.
At some point during the morning. So
Danielle, when you took your headphones out, just gently place them down on the table.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't even think about it.
Because you got the microphone on them, so they pick up a lot.
Oh, that makes sense.
She's not used to her own studio.
I'm not.
The Finn Studio, is that Finn Studio East or West?
I don't know.
When you look out your front door, which way are you facing?
Towards the street. I don't know directions.
When the sun rises in the morning, does it stream in through the front windows or through the back?
If you look out the front window, you're looking east.
Oh, okay. So if the front is east, then where's the studio that you're at? Is it north, south?
She's in the south studio.
You're in the south studio. Okay.
I would be in the north.
Finn Studio South. Right. Glad we got that worked out. All right. So if you're new to the podcast, please join us because we are at the end of a very long week. We like to get a little soused. So we're going to start that right now with a Schnozzcast shot. If you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, Mixcloud, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or your podcast platform of choice, pause us now. And we're back. Thanks for going to get a drink. Join us, please. Here's to you.
Woo!
Woo! What'd you have there?
Oh, I picked up some Dr. McGillicuddy's.
I thought that's what that was.
At the store, I wanted to switch it up from Fireball. I didn't have to wince this time.
Feel a little saucy tonight, eh?
Got to went to the doctor.
Completely switched it up. So I have peach Dr. McGillicuddy, even though they only had 2, and they had 1 apple. And I said, you know what? Can I just get like a 5th? No, we don't have a 5th. I'm like, do you have any more of this kind? He's like, over here. I think it is over here. So he walks me over and he's like, here you are. Rose. And I'm like, what? He's like, this is the one you're looking for, right? Rose. It's called Rose. I'm like, no, Dr. McGillicuddy. How is that?
Close.
He's like, well, then no.
Like, no, we don't.
A valiant effort, though. It was a nice try. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted. Rose.
So I think you went to the Armenian store down the street from you?
Yeah, because I passed 2 of my other local haunches that I get alcohol from, and they were closed like at 11:15. So I talked to him. He's like, yeah, we are open till 12.
I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, there's no way that store is closing. I feel like the zombie apocalypse could be going on, and those Armenians would never leave that store.
Not the one closest to my house. The one down by.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the one further down the street.
And then I picked up this. I took a stab in the dark.
Ooh.
Wild ginger.
What? Why would you drink that?
Because ginger beer is good by itself, but it doesn't have alcohol in it, and I'm too lazy to add alcohol.
That's where you're wrong.
Ginger beer is delicious.
Yeah, not a fan. Hey, Nick, I know you love when I do this, so I'll just do it anyway. What would it be like if Ian went to the store, to that same store, and tried to get some peach schnapps from this Armenian gentleman?
I actually just talked to him on the phone today, so it's very much alive in my mind. But he would probably say, "Oh, do you have the Cuddies, the McGillicuddy's? I heard down the street here that y'all were selling the peach McCuddies." And the guy probably wouldn't understand his Minnesotan accent. So
you got the cutties.
Peach cutties.
But it was funny because I was talking to him today, another slight Seinfeld reference. And he says there's this girl he was talking to, or he's been talking to, named Holly. And
wait a minute.
Yep.
Holly Martinez?
No.
Okay.
So I said, this is confusing enough. I said, you moved to a place with a firehouse pub. There's only 2 firehouse pubs. You live 30 minutes in one direction next to a firehouse pub as one of my best friends, and now you're dating someone named Holly. Tony lives 30 minutes in the other direction at the other firehouse pub that you like to go to, and you have a wife named Holly. I'm like, things are a little confusing right now. I said, how old is Holly? Oh, yeah, she's like your age. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I obviously kept this all in the back of my mind. And so we're talking today, and I showed him pictures of the truck, and he's like, oh, that's exactly like Holly's truck. And I'm like, what? Oh, yeah, Holly has like the same truck. It just doesn't have the black wheels, but it's like exactly the same. And I said, you know what this is? He's like, what? I said, it's like when George was dating the girl that looks like Jerry. That's exactly what it is. I said, you indirectly, subconsciously, like one of your best friends so much that you found a girl that has similar features.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
She's older than you. She drives the same kind of truck. Her name is Holly. My best friend's wife, his name is Holly. I said, what's your middle name, Nicole? No, it's you making all this is sounding ridiculous now that you're saying it like this. I said, what's her middle name? Danielle. I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm like, do you see what's happening here? I'm like, oh, you stop it. I said, Ian, I went out and got these cowboy boots. They were white and brown. Of all cowboy boots in the world, you go out and buy the same ones and said that's the only kind that they had at Tractor Supply. You had the exact same ones. We look like the Bobbsey twins. I got a phone. You got a phone. I got a special phone case. You got a special phone case. I'm like, it's all making sense, man. He's like, just stop it. No, it doesn't. That doesn't make no kind of sense. I'm like,
Nick, I can't date her. She's too much like me. I don't even like myself.
And remember, she does look just like Jerry, and she ends up going, she's like, oh, God, I slept in gum. Let me see if it comes out in the shower. And she goes and takes a shower, and she comes out, and it's styled just like Jerry's hair. And he goes, what the hell's going on? And she's like, oh, all the gum was in my hair. I couldn't get it out, so I had to cut it out. And he's like, damn it, I hate Jerry. He's ruining my life. I almost don't want to see Holly.
I was gonna say, have you seen a picture of her yet or no?
No, I don't want to.
She's got a sweet goatee.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember the name of that actress who played Jerry? Yeah.
Jerry. No.
I think she was in. Maybe Joe would know this. He's probably the only one who might. But there was a Cory. I'm sure the hundreds of listeners and out in Facebook Live might know this, but. If they grew up in the 80s, I think she was in a TV show called Square Pegs, where you remember the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Sean Penn played Spicoli. No? Nobody? Joe, help me out.
Can't hear you. Sorry.
Fast Times, Ridgemont High. Yeah. Sean Penn, Spicoli. Remember? Ring a bell?
Yeah.
Do you remember a show from the 80s called Square Pegs?
No.
Damn it.
Who was in it?
Who was in it was one of the main characters was the girl who played the Jerry, Jerry's lookalike girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, that was
yeah.
Moving right along.
Richie Valens' daughter or whoever.
Richie Valens' daughter.
Yeah, or Jerry.
Richie Valens, like La Bamba Richie Valens?
No, it was he's some musician. It's his daughter.
Okay.
Jerry, hello.
Are you thinking about Meatloaf?
No.
Are you thinking about Cyndi Lauper?
Frankie Valli.
Just say yes, and we'll move on. Let's move on anyway.
I have the name of who played her.
What's her name?
Tracy Nelson.
Tracy Nelson.
Ricky Nelson's daughter. Sorry.
Right.
Jerry
Ricky
Valen, whoever.
daughter.
It's Ricky Nelson's daughter.
Dude, you were really fucking close.
I know
Ricky
I was
Nelson
close.
and yeah. You just had a horrible way of getting your idea across. But now I get it.
I just popped into the conversation because I had to pee.
That was your first mistake.
Ricky Nelson's daughter. Yeah.
Now, who's her mother?
Mrs. Nelson.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
I'm
Joe,
sure
I really like with that background how it looks like you have teddy bear ears on right now.
Well,
do you?
Yeah, because
Do you know what that is?
No, he's not talking about that. He's talking about the fact that the Zoom background is not good enough to fill the space above your ears.
No, nothing I put in holds the space in my ears.
Or
if I go like this, look, that's my actual background.
Hello.
Or if I go like this,
you look
much better. Yeah, cover your face, even better.
You look like a Teddy Ruxpin.
Thank you.
Cory, is anybody watching this bullshit?
Yes,
Gina is.
Yeah. Besides Gina.
Scroll to the top here.
Oh, yeah, God. we got Instagram people.
Yeah, how are you on Instagram, Nick? Give us some good news.
Not so bad.
Yeah?
Yep.
Are there 2 digits in that number?
There are.
Woo! Feeling better. Feeling good. Feeling strong. All right, let's move on to gentleman's agreement. I didn't have any time to watch the movie that I was tasked with watching, which was the Peter Pan with Mary Martin from 1940, whatever, by Joseph R. Guido. I know Joe didn't have time this week to watch his movie as well. Danielle is in the middle of watching her movie, so she's not quite prepared to comment out on that, even though Cory might be able to be. But Mr. Celeski and Mr. Bader actually watched their movies. So
technically, isn't Nick's one behind still?
Technically, yeah, but he's making up ground, so give him some credit.
I guess I'll give him that much.
Which one of you fine gentlemen would like to go first?
Well, since Nick's
perfect. Let's let Nick go first. Nick, last time we talked, you were like halfway through Luc Besson's The Professional, and it seems like since then you have finished it. So give us your quick capsule review. What are your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, it's going to be quick. I don't take notes. I don't take notes. I'm not going to quote lines and all that other stuff.
I also have a horrible memory.
No.
And I don't speak very well.
No, it was an awesome movie. I really liked it. At the beginning was kind of cool because it was just action packed, but I wasn't really expecting. Spoiler alert, obviously, but I wasn't expecting the plot to go quite the way it went. But it kind of was endearing. The way the movie went. So who's that Italian actor, the main character?
Oh, he's French, actually.
Yeah, he didn't fucking watch this movie.
Well, he played an Italian hitman. So
yeah.
In Nick's defense, to be fair.
Because while I was watching it, I'm like,
to be fair.
While I was watching it, Italian was not the first thing that came up when I thought about his accent. And then they referenced it, and they said they were trying to describe him to some other hitmen. And they said, yeah, the Italian guy. And I'm like, okay, I guess he's Italian in this movie. But yeah, it was really cool. Just the way the movie transpired. It was kind of weird, though. Kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy with the pedophilia aspect of the movie.
Right.
That part of it kind of creeped me out.
Wow, hold on, but there wasn't actually any pedophilia in the movie.
No, but it's like a little girl coming on to an older guy and dolling herself up in makeup and saying she's in love with him and all this weird stuff and saying that we made love last night and all this other. It's very strange.
Nick, this movie's European, so it's different over there.
Yeah, but there were a lot of
American. No, it was American production from a European director.
Yeah.
But where did it take place?
In New York City.
Oh, I thought it was in Europe. Whatever. You get with me. New York's different too. New York's got their own rules.
It was kind of a New York Italian American kind of movie.
It was Danny. Who was the guy? Cory, I don't know if you're looking it up right now, but it was Jean Reno who played the
Yeah,
hitman.
that's what I was interested in because I remember him from Mission Impossible.
Yes. And it was Danny Aiello who played his kind of handler, the guy who took a little bit off the top for the contract.
He played Tony.
Tony, right,
Yes.
right. So that's probably where the Italian part came in. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
Well, yeah, no, I mean it was his business was like an Italian business, you know. And of course, the guy was supposed to be an Italian hitman, and but the movie, it's about a hitman who kind of travels around and is a loner and really has no moral compass. And one of the families that gets killed by a different group ends up, they kill everyone but this little girl because she wasn't there at the time in the apartment, and she ends up coming back and tries to go down this hallway where they're still there trying to like find something in the apartment, where they ended up killing this whole family, including like a 4-year-old kid. And that was her brother, but she didn't really like her parents. She hated her parents, so she wasn't really too upset that they were all dead. And she just happened to go to the end of the apartment hallway and start knocking on some door frantically because she knew if she went back to her apartment that she would be killed as well. Right. And he ends up reluctantly answering the door, just living in this apartment, like with no furniture, nothing, all his guns, basically just bouncing around. And he ends up opening the door, and they end up having a friendship to where she kind of gives new meaning to his life. And and he sees something in her, and basically by the end of the movie, he bequeaths all his money that he's ever had or made from making hits that he's had stowed away with this Italian guy. And he says, you know, if something were to happen to me and you should give it to her. And the guy kind of shocked by that because he's like, who the fuck is this little girl? And then, of course, he ends up dying, and she gets all the money. But yeah, it's endearing, it's creepy, it's action packed, it's kind of cool. I liked it.
So recommended.
Definitely.
Cory, before you do it.
Hold on, Joe.
What's happening?
Mr. Nick Celeski, how are you, sir?
I am well. You?
Good. You are joining the podcast. We are live right now, recording episode 71.
I see. What's going on?
Hey, I just thought I'd bring you in here because I thought it was kind of timely. I should have probably done it before he actually gave the review, but Nick Bader just actually finished watching The Professional, which was the film that you tasked him with watching for the Gentleman's Agreement.
Yeah.
So wanted to pull you in real quick because we're still trying to be a little more timely with this and work in some phone-in guests when we can. So better late than never. But and Nick Bader, I won't make you give the entire review again. But what was the last sentence that you gave us for your review?
I said it was a really cool movie. It kind of had a slow start, but at the end I ended up loving it. It had some weird pedophilia aspects to the movie. It was kind of kind of endearing, action-packed, and you ended up loving it towards the end. So it took a turn that I wasn't really expecting. So yeah, creepy, weird, action-packed, and kind of heartwarming towards the end.
Yeah, for sure. I could definitely see all those things. Yeah. I mean, I would say, yeah, it is kind of slow and hard, but I think they kind of like builds into, or they're at least trying to kind of build a plausible relationship between the two of them.
Right.
I definitely found, I found it weird, towards the beginning. Like, I'm like, okay, I don't know how much more of this I can watch. She's the little girl is being like weirdly sexual with him, and then, telling the bellhop or the apartment owner or whatever, we just made love last night and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, where is this going? This is so weird.
I think based on the movie, as I recall from watching it, where she starts as being, very clearly a young daughter of, a family where the guy's dealing drugs and gets in deep with the sharks. The main shark being Gary Oldman, chewing senior left and right. To get her from there to the end of the movie, where she's gone through kind of gone through hell. She's on her own. She's sort of matured enough to be like, I'm going to go to this school and come clean about my past and what's actually happened to me, and kind of strike out on my own and not need a single other person to make it. I think she needed to have some sort of an awakening, or some sort of it was sort of her kind of fucked up adolescent way of, latching on to Leon and forming that bond with him that made sense during the final battle scene, where they would have literally done anything for each other, and he gave his life so that she could continue to go forward with her plans.
And I think was kind of cool that towards the beginning of the movie, from someone that was so hardened and had no moral compass, the only the only outlet that he had to kind of show affection for anything was that plant. And it kind of turned a corner when he stopped focusing on the plant and focused that attention on her, and started caring for her as much as he did the plant. And towards the end of the movie, she ended up caring for the plant to where it kind of came full circle,
Oh, dude, you're making me happy. That's the kind of review you could only give if you actually watched it. So that's awesome.
Yeah, totally. And for me, like the key part was when he's taking the fire axe and he's busting out the vent to shove her down the exhaust shaft, and essentially, and I don't know how easy it is to pick up on, but he like literally wraps the plant up in the coat and basically shoves it on her, and then shoves her down the hole. Like, okay, here's the life. You take it. I'm going to protect you until you can get that life going.
Right.
So it's definitely one I can't even remember how long ago I first saw it, but yeah, it's always been one of my favorites.
That was back in the day when that was released. That was when like Gary Oldman was at his peak. Like, here's a guy that he could pick any role he wanted. He could shoot as much scenery as he wanted, play anything, whether it was like a vampire in Dracula or Dracula himself. This corrupt police lieutenant who just essentially did whatever he wanted.
Right.
He was at the top of his game at that point, I think.
Yeah. I think that the over the top moment for me. Well, first off, it's every time that he takes the pill and he like cracks his neck. I'm like, he almost acts like that's the mechanism to get whatever's inside the pill. But the other one was, and I think I texted it out in a group text, a week or two ago, is when he says, "Bring everyone," and they're like, everyone, just like literally, like every piece of scenery that would be around him.
Right. Well, I always assumed it was amyl nitrate that he was taking in those scenes.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but
yeah. I hadn't thought about what he's actually taking, but it always seemed really weird. It's almost like he was a human Pez dispenser or something, and just like had to like crack his neck or his jaw or something to get the candy inside.
Right. Hey Nick, while I got you on the phone, do you remember what the movie was that you were given to watch for Gentleman's Agreement?
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but it was a series. I Am a Killer.
I Am a Killer.
Yeah, it was mine.
That was from Danielle. Okay.
Yeah. It was like a series.
Okay, no worries. I wasn't sure. You and I hadn't talked for a little bit, and now that I got you here, Michael, let me just put you on the spot. So, if in the coming weeks, if you happen to have a chance to watch it, and you do, let me know, and I'll pull you in, or we could pull you into a Zoom session to be in the podcast and give you a review for that, and just generally, just join us for some drinks. But in the meantime,
and I'll do that soon. I'm actually like in the middle of polishing off season 2 of Afterlife with Ricky Gervais.
Oh, yep, I heard it was good.
I started it and going to finish it tonight. So
is it as good as I? Is it as good as I heard it was?
It's good. I mean, it's certainly not what you typically think of as Ricky Gervais, but it's good, and he writes and directs it too. But it's good. I mean, it's sort of depressing for the most part, but light moments in there that are really good.
All right, you're really selling it.
It's good. It is good. I mean, I'm gonna finish season 2 in one night, so that should give you some gauge.
There you go. Yeah, I'd heard it was good, so that's definitely on my list to watch.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm sorry to throw you on the podcast with no notice, but it seemed pretty timely, and I'm like, I wonder if he's up. So.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for jumping on.
I'm up this late on weeknights, let alone going into a weekend. So all good.
All right, man. I will talk to you later.
See you, Nick.
All right. Have fun, everyone.
Yep. Take care.
Bye.
All right. Nick Celeski, everybody.
So I will say that was really cool how it came through all of our audio with him on the phone call on the mixer. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we would have figured that out generally. I mean, I think it would have been. I mean, obviously, what we're doing here is Zoom is what has allowed us to all be able to take whatever input we have going through any audio source from your input, Cory, from mine with the mixer or anything, and go into Facebook Live. The trick is going to be once we go back to Nick's basement and we're not doing a Zoom session, can we recreate the same experience?
I believe so. I think I was kind of going over it in my mind the other day on how the other day on how things, what inputs will be put in and all that to get Switcher working, but still be able to have phone in guests and all that. So I think I got a good plan for it.
Excellent.
Hey guys,
yes,
we just did an hour and so ended the Instagram live because you only can do 1 hour. So just a heads up if you guys wanted to do a break.
Yeah, it sounds like it's perfect time. Danielle's giving a thumbs up. Joe is probably going to be typically silent.
Well,
silent Zooms.
So what is it? 12:52. 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll say 1:05.
1:05.
Yeah, 1:05 will come back.
All right. We'll
sounds good.
Sign off to Facebook Live here and be back at 1:05.
All right. See you in a bit. joined by our special guest, Mr. Theodore Q. Ruxpin. Say hi, Teddy.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
Been some years, Teddy.
Yeah, the years have not been kind to you, sir.
I know, I haven't seen anybody in a while.
Yeah, you've been quarantining?
Yeah, I've been in Joe's closet for the last 25 years, but I broke out, threw his ass in the closet, so now he's stuck in there for 25 years.
Well, we can't thank you enough for that.
I know. I figured you guys would enjoy it. He's the biggest fucking pain in the ass. Nobody likes him on the Schnozzcast. I don't even know why you have him on here.
We don't either sometimes, Teddy. We don't either.
We guys got to let him know that. Say, Joe, you suck. Nothing you says. Nobody wants to listen to anything that you say. So why are you even on here? I guess got to put your fucking foot down.
Yeah, you know what, Teddy? You've got a point there. Maybe we just haven't been hard enough on Joe. And we're just letting it slide.
You goddamn right you're letting it slide.
All right, so what would you tell Joe if he was here right now?
I'd say get the fuck up. No one likes you and go the fuck to bed. You have to work tomorrow.
Wow, well said, sir.
Well, I guess we're just going to have to wait 25 years until he comes back out of that closet to be able to tell him that.
Yeah,
if I let him out. But now I got to go make fucking dough in the morning for his ass because he's not going to come out of the closet. And
I thought Joe came out of the closet like 2 years ago.
Yeah, he would, that homo. I was knew he was gay.
There's anything wrong with that.
I knew he was gay because he kept me. He kept me around for so fucking long.
I was going to say, are you ready to mute Teddy Ruxpin?
I had it ready.
I'm sorry. I'll say nice things.
Keep it PG, man.
I'll say nice things. I'm Teddy Ruxpin.
I would say, Teddy, you're a kid's toy.
I'm Teddy Ruxpin.
We don't need a lawsuit from Hasbro or whomever made Teddy Ruxpin.
I'm sorry. I'll be nice.
All right. So we covered Nick's review for the Gentleman's Agreement. Cory, you have also fulfilled your agreement.
I did. I had at least 3 episodes of Dexter from Danielle.
Just 2.
Well, I'm at 5. So
I know.
Yeah, showing off in front of the girlfriend.
I was bored. There was nothing better to do.
I told him I was disappointed because he didn't wait for me to watch it.
I literally dangled a fucking softball there for you to grab. No, you couldn't do it.
Yeah, you know.
Come on, man.
It's not a bad show.
I told you.
At least he's not pulling any punches, Danielle.
I know.
Just because it came from you doesn't mean you're going to get a glowing review.
Oh, I know that.
No, to me, it kind of reminds me of like a Burn Notice, and like because the acting's not like the greatest. It's there's a lot of like kind of chintzy parts to it that are almost like more, I guess like sarcastic and if anything. But I can see like the backstory to it. It's not bad. Like seeing how Dexter, like they keep on going back to him, you know, how he was growing up and his, you know, with his dad and how killing for the right reason or killing things for the right reason is basically okay. And then like the demons he lives with after that, as far as when he is killing someone or he tortures someone, and how he finds himself to be a monster and like putting on a face and being being someone that he's not to everyone in his life. And that was like with the one Halloween episode that they did, that he's like, I find it funny, you know, that everyone gets to put on a mask today and be someone that they're not and act like they're a monster or a demon of some sort. And he's like, which for me, it's the complete opposite. I'm a monster and a demon every other day out of the year. And, you know, I feel kind of weird, you know, having that looming over me. The one thing I kind of dislike is I don't even know the actor that plays Dexter, what his name is.
Oh, come on, Danielle.
I know. I just had it like at the tip of my tongue, and
you could rely on our faithful listeners to give us
oh
the.
my God, what is his name? He's gonna look it up anyways.
Is it James Jesterton?
No.
Bells. Joe Lawrenston.
Oh, how did Michael
James
C. Hall? Michael C. Hall.
Yeah, I was like, it's 3.
I was this close.
Artemis Falkmore.
Yes, that's it. I don't know. To me, he's not. When I imagined, because like I knew kind of what the background of the show was, I just didn't picture. I didn't picture him being Dexter. I don't think he fits the character for some reason, but that's obviously just my opinion.
It does get better.
No, I'm not. And again, I'm not saying it's horrible. I've watched 3 more episodes than what you posted me. So
are you planning to stop after 5, or are you gonna ride it out for the rest of the season?
I'll when I have time and we catch up on all the stuff that we have, that we regularly watch. Maybe at work or whatever. When I'm on lunch, I'll throw an episode in there.
Okay.
So no, it's not a bad show by any means. So for anyone that hasn't seen it, I would recommend it. Like I said, to me, it's kind of got like a Burn Notice kind of plot feeling to it.
Minus the genius of Bruce Campbell.
Yes, that is correct. But yeah, no, it's definitely a good show. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, because you definitely poo-pooed on it before.
Oh.
Well, Ooh, perfect segue into that, though.
Oh, fuck. All right, here we go.
So now that I've been out here living with Danielle.
When you say out here, why do you make it sound like you're off on an alien planet or stuck in hinterlands?
It's the east side, so it basically is an alien planet.
It is not. It's not fair. I'm the only east sider.
But as you guys,
she's on the Zoom session with you, right? She can hear everything.
Oh, and literally like 10 feet from you.
My bad.
Yeah, she can literally storm out of there and slap you silly.
I could.
2 seconds flat. But go ahead, keep talking.
Oh, so back when one of the first news articles that we did, I had the news article about the poop knife, and subsequently ordered my own poop knife through Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Danielle that I was going to bring it out to her house to display in the bathroom. And she stated that would not happen until I
wanted to take you to gather your shit off the lawn.
Oh, just a couple hours. But now that I am out here, I grabbed from the house the other day and wanted to open with you guys for the very first time the original poop knife that I ordered that will be hanging up in the bathroom.
Before you do that,
right.
do you want to mute Danielle?
Why?
I trust her.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I told him the thing is, if it gets used, it's going in the garbage immediately.
Danielle, what is the point of opening something you're not going to use? It might as well be a high.
It's a decoration.
Collectible action figure.
It's a conversation piece, and that is all.
Is that a conversation you want to have with someone?
Not my conversation.
Okay.
I'll clean it off good enough that she doesn't even notice. So, here for the very first time, comes out of the package, the poop knife. Oh, yeah.
It looks like a spatula.
I love how you're holding it as though it's already covered in shit.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, has it been used and you put it back in the package?
Apparently has been used.
Because that's one of those like tacky resealable packages where you could just close the flap again. I almost feel like Cory went and like experimented with it a little bit and then was like, let me just boil this a little bit and it'll be fine.
No, oil. No, it was a quick rinse under cold tap water. That's what that got.
Why even rinse it? It's a poop knife. That's what it's made for. So
when
did they start losing listeners? Episode 71.
So Cory, to prove that it's never been used. Never been used. Can you just use it as a tongue depressor real quick?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you do that?
All right. Never.
So there's also a complimentary item that I put in the bathroom to go along with the poop knife for anyone that comes in the household and decides to use the bathroom. So you guys talk amongst yourself for 1 second. I got to grab it.
I can't wait.
Danielle, a complimentary item for the poop knife.
Uh-huh.
Is it like
as though he's giving you like a gift? He's like, "Oh, thank you for winning the lottery.
Yeah.
Bring my poop knife. Look what you
I sure did win the lottery, guys."
With.
So to go along with the poop knife that is going to be hanging in the bathroom, this past
not a pile of shit.
This past Christmas,
close enough.
I had it on my Amazon list to buy for myself, and they were never in stock. And somehow my mom must have checked every single day.
Mom bought that for you?
Yeah. Which even Callie and Keegan were kind of like, why the hell did you get that?
I can't believe she's the one that bought you that.
Not only did she get me one, but she bought me a 2-pack. So this is also in the bathroom to go along with the poop knife.
What is that?
It's
a piece of poop.
Mushy poopster. It's like a little stress relief toy shaped like poop.
I have many questions. Number one, why would you need 2 of those?
Why wouldn't you?
I don't even know why you need one, but explain why you need 2 of them. Because you have 2 hands?
No, I just asked for one. Like I said, my mom apparently found on Amazon a 2-pack of them and got the 2-pack. That was the only one that was available.
All right. So number 2.
Yes, number 2.
Why are you stressed when you're in the bathroom?
Well, all the pushing
your
and
poop knife, right? So that problem is solved. What more could you have to stress about in the lavatory?
What I tend to use this for is you just bite on it and you give it hell.
No, you don't.
No. You asked.
No, you don't.
You brought this upon yourself, Bob.
You can hold it and give it a good squeeze while you're trying to get one out.
Nick, I don't know about you, but right now, if I'm Danielle, I'm rethinking everything about this relationship.
She really hit the lottery big on this one.
I told you.
Yeah.
I feel like there needs to be another shot after this conversation.
No, during. I'm ready to pour right now.
And yes,
I can mentally process what I just am hearing.
I have to go grab another one.
And yeah. I think Gina's a big fan of the poop knife and the mushy poopster. Thank you, Gina.
Look, there's a short list of things that you should look for in a partner. None of what you just said is on that list.
Sure it is.
No,
dude, come on, Bob.
It's not. Look, I've been in the out in the dating world for the last 7 years, and I can tell you for sure that's not what women are looking for.
Poop knife and mushy poopster.
If I took a screenshot of you holding those 2 things right now and put it on every dating site that's on the internet, you would not get a single bite.
By the way, I wanted to switch back to Fireball, and that's not possible.
Oh, that is frozen solid.
Nick, put it in the dryer. Oh, it just fell down. See, you're fine now.
Yeah. It looks like applesauce. It'll probably burn me from the inside.
Fireball applesauce? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Probably kills the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So, Teddy, go ahead and grab yourself a shot. And
Teddy's drinking lemonade tonight.
Well, I want to see him drink that lemonade.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. I poured water in my Teddy Ruxpin because I thought he was thirsty one time and his eyeball popped out. Don't do that.
Just enjoy it. Soak it up.
It did.
Hold on. It's not done yet. Tell us more.
It's a true
I wasn't
story.
expecting that.
He was like, and I was like, here you go, Teddy. And I'm like this, and like, it's like,
Oh my God.
Nick, remind me the next time I actually have any free time to go back and pull the audio from when you have made Danielle lose it. There's 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, this wasn't quite as close.
No,
but we're over Zoom. You take what you can get, sir.
It wasn't a dad joke on this one. So
No, it was natural.
Yeah, I felt really bad.
made his eyeball pop out.
I know.
All right, please join us. Even though it might actually be 11:30 a.m. your time whenever you're listening to this. Doesn't matter. You're with us, so have a shot. Here's to you. Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. That's it.
No.
Didn't go down well, Nick?
No, I thought that was the apple pie,
Oh,
and it was not.
what was it?
Butterscotch.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, what's wrong with butterscotch? Butterscotch shots.
I love that you didn't know you had butterscotch in there.
It was a Dr. McGillicuddy's that I thought was an apple pie. It's nothing wrong with butterscotch, but when you're expecting, kind of a savory apple cinnamon, and all of a sudden it's like liquid, sugary, syrupy butterscotch.
It's one of those airplane bottles. So have you had enough to drink now to where you are no longer able to read?
No.
I don't understand how you thought it was apple pie.
Because they're just little ones, and the one was
their label.
Yeah, but I'm not looking at it. I just thought that was it. Oh.
So your complaint is not that you were surprised. It was just your complaint was that your lack of reading didn't pay off for you. Your guesswork backfired.
Oh, God, it tasted like I drank ice cream topping.
I don't understand what the problem is with that.
I was going to say, that sounds pretty delicious.
Yeah.
No, I don't like sweets.
I don't think you've ever drank ice cream topping.
Oh.
Not typically.
God.
All right. Danielle.
Yes.
You're going to pick a number between 1 and 100.
Okay.
And then you're going to tell me what it is.
Just you?
No, we're kind of on a Zoom session, so everybody's probably.
Well, I didn't know if I needed to
text here
you.
When you're saying it, so I'm asking. So if you could let me know what it is, that'd be great.
27.
That is actually no lie. That's my lucky number.
I
knew.
But so here's your question, and
okay,
we can start with you and then kind of go around the horn. But question is, do you like or dislike surprises, and why or why not?
Ooh.
Yeah. See.
I mean, yes and no. Teddy, shut it, man.
Up. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Danielle.
I would say yes and no.
Okay. Why and why not?
No, just because I'm very plan orientated kind of person.
Okay.
I don't like
Cory.
Cory is a very anti-plan, so it's
exactly
an adjustment.
You guys are like peas and carrots.
I know. But I mean, I do like it because it is, unexpected. I know, it's so hard to explain. I've had a surprise party before.
Yeah, but there must be certain times where you like the surprise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
For those. Like not when you're coming out of the bathroom, let's say, or when you have plans that now you're going to be doing those plans by yourself. Big surprise.
I don't like those kind of surprises.
Okay.
What kind of surprises do you like?
Good ones.
What's a good surprise?
Like a party.
That's a good surprise. Okay, so that's a good surprise. Like if you were coming out of the bathroom in a towel, not ready.
No, that's a bad surprise.
And everyone's like, "We're all here." You wouldn't care for that?
No, not so much.
Not so much. But if you came home one night and Cory had oven baked some chicken nuggets and picked up some curly fries from your favorite fast food place and a fountain pop. Would that be a good surprise?
That would be a good surprise.
And then while you were going to grab those off the counter, you saw the dirty poop knife sitting next to it. Good surprise or bad surprise?
Bad surprise.
Great surprise.
But good surprise too, because then it goes in the garbage.
True. And bad surprise, now you're sleeping by yourself.
And then you went to go sit on the couch, and he's like, "Look what I got for us today." And it was a big, his and hers blanket. It was an oversized blanket. One side says Danielle, and it's 2 different colors, and the other side says Cory.
That'll never happen. I've learned someone likes to steal blankets. So
and he goes,
I don't share blankets.
He goes, and just for being Danielle, here's this bouquet of Nerds rope. And he fashioned a Nerds rope thing into like a bouquet of flowers, and he handed it to you.
Right.
Would that be a
bad idea?
Would that be a good? Would that be a good surprise or a bad surprise?
Absolutely.
But then you discovered that on your half the blanket, he spelled your name wrong. Good surprise or bad surprise?
Oh, bad surprise.
So, but what if on the blanket, he was able to talk to the company and make sure that 75% of the blanket said Danielle and only 25% said Cory, because he knows you like to steal blankets?
I mean, that's fine.
That would be okay.
Then you found out that the 75% that was yours was only the inside and not the outside. Good
No.
surprise.
And then you opened the pantry in the kitchen, and it was completely stocked with 150 bottles of that white alcohol you like to drink.
White Claw?
No, what's that other stuff?
Rum chata?
Rum chata?
Yeah.
What's that other stuff you drink?
But then you find out when he was drunk the night before, he actually used every single one of them as a spit cup. Good surprise, bad surprise.
Ooh, bad surprise.
Taking a sip of from a glass on your nightstand that you thought was your grape juice that you were having before you went to bed, and it was really
grape juice.
Gross. Don't like grape juice. But
Well,
it wouldn't happen because he has his own nightstand.
Pepsi or whatever it may be, and you're like, oh, you just blindly grab it. And it's just warm gelatinous spit cup.
I'd be throwing up. So bad.
Oh, sorry, my turn. But then you found out that gelatinous spit cup was actually inside of it was a wedding ring. Good surprise.
Why would it be?
I know. Why would we put it in there?
Because you got to turn lemons into lemonade, buddy.
Oh, do we though?
Good
It would make a great story, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No.
No? Oh, you
Gross.
that forever.
Thanks for the ideas, you guys.
As you're heaving and retching in the corner.
I know. That ruins all of it.
So refreshing.
You look up, and Cory's in only an Under Armour bow tie. On one knee.
Does Under Armour make a bow tie?
No, they will. You spend enough money, anyone will do anything.
Yeah.
So I'll call some people.
So good surprise or bad surprise?
I guess good.
All right. And then you say, Cory, why don't you take off that sweater and make yourself comfortable?
He's not wearing one. Aren't you glad you picked number 27?
Oh, you guys.
Joe, do you like surprises? Why or why not? Joe.
I think you need to refer to him as Teddy.
Cory.
Yes.
Surprises. Like them? Don't like them. Why or why not?
Depends on what it is.
Explain.
Like a surprise birthday party? Probably not. Like just a little surprise, like, oh, I got this for you. Okay.
You and Danielle are pretty much the opposite when it comes to that, among other things.
Well, yeah. I mean, everything all right over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
How come you skipped over me on my surprise, Bob?
Will you mute him, please?
We have to be able to see you.
We
I'm
asked
here.
you didn't respond.
But my name's Teddy.
Nick, what about you?
Well, I'm thinking for Cory. What would be a good surprise or bad surprise for Cory? We would have to ask him. So,
okay.
Coming home, and Danielle says, "Oh, Cory, I'm so glad you're home, and you have today off. We have a bunch of yard work to do, and I need to get some of these things. Some of the neighbor kids had thrown some stuff, and it's up on the roof, and we have to get it off the roof today. So it has to be done today. It looks like some sort of rope, and it's tangled around the chimney. Yeah. Would that be a good surprise or a bad surprise?
Luckily, there's no chimney here.
Whatever it may be, something stuck up on the roof that's going to take some time and yard work.
I mean, it's a bad surprise, but I wouldn't mind doing it.
Oh, of course you would. Okay, so
I also want to find those kids and fucking strangle them, but
so that you come home from work and Danielle is in a sultry French maid's uniform, stirring a homemade pot of lobster bisque, and she's like, "Oh, honey, I'm glad you're here. Surprise." Would that be a good surprise or a bad surprise?
Well, it depends.
What? On what?
Right.
Hold on.
Cory's like, hold on.
How would that depend on anything?
Is she wearing stockings?
This is getting a little weird.
It depends on where the lobster bisque comes into play.
For you to eat.
Oh, okay.
Well, hold on.
What the hell else would it do?
Just.
I mean, I don't know.
Just go with the facts.
Am I throwing it at you?
Stirring lobster bisque. That's all you see. That's all you need to know.
She's just stirring it.
Yeah. Why would you need more information?
There's a lot that could be done with that lobster bisque.
That's not the point, sir. Why would you need more information than that?
It's got to be like George, the trifecta. George always said that he wanted to combine all the three loves in his life, which was sex, food, and TV. And he could never get a girl on board with it.
So your reaction upon seeing this lovely vision when you enter the house is not one of like, holy shit, this is the greatest day ever. It's, hold on, what are you going to do with that lobster bisque?
I mean, I could see that from.
I didn't say that was going to be the reaction.
If he didn't know what
that was your.
He just wants. I think he just wants to know where the story's going. He's like, yeah, if you're gonna pour it on me,
go wherever you want. That was literally the end of the scenario. So
I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware of that. I would like to know where everything's going.
So you're saying you're a planner? That's what you're saying.
Cory, if you need to know where everything's going, Danielle might need to ask you to move out.
I'm sure at some point she will, but
no,
I'm not.
We won't be asking.
Danielle's like, I'm not giving any merit to this conversation because that will never happen.
Try and try.
Okay. Normal situation. Danielle scoured and cleaned the house. She's not wearing any weird maid uniform, but she's got a new apron that just says Danielle on it, and in the pockets of the apron is 2 cold fits of Fireball. And she's like, I just homemade some crab bisque just for us tonight, and we can watch your favorite show.
Again, there's issues with that because obviously she doesn't like crab, so that wouldn't be happening.
It's for you.
It doesn't mean I wouldn't make it just because I don't like it.
She made it for you.
Yeah, she made nuggets and picked up whatever she wanted for herself. But she's saying, I did this for you. Even more so because she's like, this disgusts me.
Danielle, did you know he was so hard to please?
That hard to please?
Yeah.
He's a pretty simple kind of guy.
No, apparently not.
So and this is why I know that crab bisque or lobster bisque wouldn't be made because I bought fish sticks at Kroger the other day, and I was told that I basically need to cook them at some point when it's only me, because I mentioned the smell of how amazing fish sticks smell when they're being cooked and baked in the oven. And I got so if that was the reaction I got from fish sticks, crab bisque or lobster bisque is out of the question.
I can wear a mask or a nose plug.
Nick has laid out the scenario for you. So however it happened, it doesn't really matter. You can draw your own conclusions. Perhaps Danielle said, you know what, Cory's worth it. He loves this. And even though I can't stand it, not even the smell, I'm going to power through it, and I'm going to learn how to make some amazing crab bisque. And it's going to be for him. I don't need to eat it. It just makes me happy to see him getting the crab bisque that is made from a recipe that he loves, and for him to get like a huge pot of it, and that it came from me, and it's made with love. Like, that's not enough?
No, that'd be bad. That's more than plenty. I'm not saying that's not.
So the fact that she's there with the crab bisque, why do you need to know how she came to make it?
It could be some sort of poison in it that.
Now I'm poisoning you?
Her hands are raw from shucking crabs all day. And what should be on your mind is, wow, I can't even cook fish sticks in the house because it smells, and Danielle hates crabs, so that's wonderful that she did this for me. She must really love me.
And why isn't she wearing the French maid outfit from the others?
No, we don't need to worry about that one.
Well, not after this reaction, you don't. If Cory would have said, "Oh my God, that would have been amazing. That would have been so cool," then there would have been good, just a little small seed that was planted.
Yeah.
But that's all out the window.
I believe the reaction was, "What's going to happen with that lobster bisque?"
That is all out the window with the heavy stench of the seafood air.
Oh, you know.
So that would be a good surprise, but almost. What the fuck is Joe doing?
Nice, Joe.
That I almost don't like how many dolls and marionettes he has at his disposal so quickly.
So, Nick, could you describe for the listeners what you're seeing here?
Steve Urkel.
Doll.
Yeah.
Not the actual Steve Urkel.
Walking through the shadow of the valley of death.
Yep, through the flames. He survived an attack from Ghost Rider, and now he's joined us in the podcast.
That's what I was trying to think of the name of that flaming skull, and I couldn't think of it.
I can only assume that Joe must have swallowed some laryngitis spit from about 3 years ago from a patient that coughed into a cup. And within the past 10 minutes, he's contracted laryngitis and can't talk because of the fact that he sat through a feces conversation and didn't say a word.
Well said.
Well, that is kind of surprising. We can talk about a silent Zoom session and someone's through the roof.
Right.
Talk about one of your favorite topics.
Yeah. Maybe it's because we didn't
not a word is said.
Gigi Allen by name.
Because we didn't summon Gigi Allen to the conversation.
I think he's showing us just how silent he can be if necessary. Well done, Joe.
Maybe that's the flaming skull of Gigi Allen behind him.
We have tasted our own medicine, and it is bitter.
I was pooping, so I'm sorry.
All right, how far are we get into this now? Holy cow. 42. I don't know about you guys, but things are low for me here, so do one more shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Steve are going to go get more lemonade.
All right, Steve.
My fireball has thawed out enough to where it's back to a liquid state.
Not as congealed as it might have been.
Oh, it's still quite frozen, but it's finally a liquid again.
Is it drinkable?
Eh.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll burn me from the inside out.
It looks like you might have pulled that bottle off of the Bismarck before it sank in the War of 1842.
Yeah, it looks like I might have pulled it off the Titanic from the bottom of the ocean underneath several icebergs.
All right, Danielle, you joining us or? Oh,
yep.
That. All right. Not sure if this will be the last one because we might have to kick this into another gear altogether, but Schnozzcast shot. Here's to you.
Cheers.
Brain freeze?
Oh! So, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Don't get a new phone and gnaw at your thumb like some sort of mental patient to where
Talking to.
I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
But so I've set everything on my new phone, which it's wonderful because the new phone has an invisible fingerprint detector, like in the middle of the screen, like literally on the screen where you see everybody else. It's just there. You can't see it. It appears when it needs to appear, and it's really strange. But now it doesn't work because I bit the skin on my thumb and apparently somehow ate off my fingerprint, and so now I have to type it up.
I'm no forensic pathologist, but you have to go through like 7 layers of skin to get past all of your fingerprints.
Well, no, but because it's there's different levels now, and it's not recognizing that
7 layers of skin, right?
That smooth print.
But they all have your fingerprint.
Oh.
That just looks like a chewed up finger. You still got a fingerprint.
Doesn't work.
So, but if Android was anything like Apple, you'd be able to program several fingerprints into one phone.
Well, I can do that, but I only did my thumb for right now.
So just open it up.
Sounds like a simple solution.
No, I've chosen not to do that.
Not going to be. It's just for today. I heal very quickly.
It doesn't. It's not as good of a story if I have a solution already. What am I going to bitch about if I've already solved it?
Well, what kind of psychopath's going to be like?
What kind of psychopath is going to chew off all the skin off of their thumb?
A mental patient, of course, like I said.
And how would you even go about chewing your skin off your thumb?
It's funny because my cousin Derek, like all of us used to bite our fingernails, which I still do. But he was really, really bad with, I mean, the rest of my fingers are completely fine. But he was really, really bad with chewing the skin off of his fingers to where they were like red. And it was really disturbing. This is like once in a blue moon, like dry skin kind of something. I would say every 8 months it may occur. And it just happened to be, in the last day or so. But it's just one of those like hurts so good situation,
Does it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a loose tooth that you keep pushing on with your tongue, and you don't know why you're doing it because it fucking hurts. It's just a nervous kind of thing. It's nasty and it's gross, but it's physically affected me now because now I can't get into my phone without typing into a password. But thank God there's a backup. Thank you, Samsung.
I get that. I get swollen cuticles every once in a while, and they hurt. But the more you pick at them, they really, really hurt. But the second you let them go, they go away.
Sorry, who is that speaking?
That's me.
Oh, Joe.
Teddy and Steve went to bed.
The cuticle thing makes me nervous.
Box.
I always feel like I'm gonna like pull on it too much, and it's gonna like cut open my. No, I can't deal with it.
Then you're gonna go blind.
No, it's just gonna rip all the skin off my finger, and
I as a kid I did that a lot.
It won't.
Stop.
Yeah, it's just watching that. I don't want to.
Mm-hmm. No more.
Dude,
see, but When you get to that infected point where you know where it's kind of like red and puffy, and you just drag your fingernail across it to get the blood flowing into it. It hurts, but as soon as you stop, no, Nick, you bite your nails. That's different.
Like that?
No, you get like, it's a split cuticle. Like you can tell. But when you drag your nail across, it gets the blood flowing, and it hurts a little bit. But then when you stop, it goes right away.
That's a beautiful name. I think I'm going to name my son Cuticle.
Like cuticle?
Cuticle?
Are you guys done talking about it now?
Yeah.
No.
I saw one they opened up for the Stones back in '78. It was a great
Cuticle?
show.
Cuticles?
Yeah. Joe, pick a number between 1 and 100.
27.
Can't pick 27, you goddamn son of a bitch.
Why?
Because I already picked that number.
Yeah.
But I wasn't here. Teddy was here.
Doesn't matter. 1 and 100. There's 99 other numbers.
But I want to pick 27. I was not here. Teddy was here.
You were hiding behind.
No, I wasn't. I was way off. I was in the toy box.
Well, it doesn't change the fact that you've picked the one number out of 100 that you can't pick. So there's 99 other ones.
I'm a little concerned why we are breezing past the fact that Joe has a toy box so quickly.
We don't have to. I'm afraid of the depths that we're going to go in should we explore that topic.
What's in Joy's toy box?
Let's go to Cory. Cory.
You want me to pick a number?
No, now I don't. No, Cory, between 1 and 100, except for 27.
11.
11.
Yeah. 11.
All right, sir. Oh, you pick another number.
I see.
Why?
Cory, I thought it would have been like.
Yeah, wait a minute. I can't pick a number, and then Cory gets to pick 2 fucking numbers.
Cory, I thought it would have been like 6-2.
Fucking numbers. What podcast are you watching?
Or like 3-2. I thought it would have been 3-2.
Cory, you want me to tell you why you can't pick that one?
Why is that?
Because the question is, what's your child's proudest accomplishment?
Not being born.
Why don't you pick another one?
No, wait, Bob. I thought that was your favorite.
I like that answer.
Bob. I thought that was your favorite number, which is why I picks it because I knew Danielle picked it.
It's not Danielle. It's Danielle.
Danielle, I'm sorry.
I don't work at your store.
Going off the rails. Cory, pick another number.
Oh, yeah.
72.
72. Oh, not a bad one. All right. What 3 items would you take with you on a deserted island?
Chew, dildos, and no women.
This is not your number. Cory picked this one.
Well, first, since she's in the room, Danielle, even though I would not consider her an item.
You kind of did, though. By
I know I did. That's why I corrected it and said she's not.
But why? But Cory,
okay,
but
so hang
why?
on.
But I pick her.
So it only actual items.
I pick her for what? Functionality or?
I'm just talking to you, Joe. I'm talking to Cory.
That's great, but I'm still going to talk.
The question was, what 3 items would you take?
Items, okay.
Deserted island.
So items, first and foremost, my MacBook.
Oh, that'll work good on a deserted island.
What? Yeah. What are you going to do with that?
You don't need Wi-Fi to type a journal.
Oh.
The battery's going to go dead.
Yeah, and who are you going to share this journal with?
Right.
It's for whoever finds the laptop.
You're going to use it for like you're going to use it for like 3 days and it's going to go dead.
3 days? No.
That's fine.
They'll find it right next to my corpse.
That's right.
The bleached bones of your skeleton.
Oh my God. See how? Yeah.
So MacBook is number 1.
MacBook's number 1.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Your journal. I am so hungry. Food is scarce here on the island, and there appear to be no USB ports I can plug you into. So, batteries.
Dave's triple cheese.
I wish I had some
Wendy meal.
Oh, second. So here's how I can flip this around. So MacBook. Should have thought of this first before I thought of the MacBook, but
yeah.
MacBook case.
No. He better say what I think he's going to say.
Picture of Danielle.
Oh my God.
That's just going to be for jerking off, though. So.
Really?
Well, it better be a good picture, not just your face.
Not just him and the other Islanders.
Well, no, exactly. Danielle, because if you just give him a picture of your face, you know where that jerk off's going to go on to. So.
Oh my God.
And
third, I think we need to go around and everyone needs to answer this question because I'm so appalled by these.
If it's a full body shot, he might.
Oh my God! Stop.
He might blow his load somewhere else other than your face, but if it's only a face shot, then that's where it's going.
I hope I'm on the same desert island as Cory because all his things are just going to be retarded and useless.
Hey Nick, I brought some string and a yo-yo.
Cory, what was your good? Did I miss it?
The third pick would be a fishing pole.
Okay. So one item out of 3 is actually going to help you live.
Yes.
That's good.
Nick, I'm curious as to what you were thinking was going to be the second pick.
My thought for the second pick, which would be mine, would be a solar generator.
Well, Nick, let's just move to you then. What are your 3 picks?
Yeah, it would be a solar generator of sorts. And I guess depending on what else I could bring. I mean, if Cory's going to be there too, then the solar generator is going to come in handy. But without that, I think my personal 3 would be a desalinizer for ocean water so I can fucking drink clean water on the island. The next one would have to be a hatchet.
That's 3.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying if Cory should have been the solar generator, but if no one has a MacBook, then no one cares about it.
So what are your 3?
Yeah, desalinizer, hatchet, and I would say
not a solar generator?
No. I would say for the third one, it would have to be probably like
Playmate of the Month, August 1970.
No, none of that.
Gay porn magazines?
Nope, none of that. It would probably have to be like a crate of Flint fire starters.
Okay.
So I can always drink clean water. I can use the hatchet to fashion fishing devices and kill other animals and chop down trees and keep myself warm. And I can use the flint to start fire.
Okay.
I like my MacBook idea better.
All right. Nick, who are you picking for your next to hand the ball off to?
I'm going to say Danielle.
I was trying to think of things too.
That didn't go so well then.
No.
Okay. Well, you're a pretty resourceful gal. Here you are with the ball. You're literally, the camera's on you. What are you going to do? 3 things. And remember, after this podcast, you're not actually going to the islands. So this
Why?
is just
We're not? Son of a bitch.
The girl that does my nails at my salon.
That's not a girl that does my nails.
totally fine.
A guy does your nails?
Yeah. Anyways. A tent.
I wish I could do like a screen cap of Joe with that face.
Do you know how many men do nails?
I know how many gay men do nails.
He's not gay. He's married and has 2 kids.
Oh, I'm sure he
United
is.
States, and that's
Here you go, Bob.
Thank you.
Oh God, Cory, please
No, I print the screen. I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Okay. Sorry. You're 3, Danielle.
So a tent.
A tent. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting pick. There's definitely going to be some sun out there, so you want to get some respite from the hot sun.
Right. Nick says no.
Yeah, that's fine. Look, you and Nick have never seen eye to eye. This is not a surprise.
I know.
All right, that's one. Okay.
Suntan lotion.
But you're in a tent. Do you need it?
Not always.
Why not always? You can be in the tent for as long as you want.
Well, I guess that's true.
Not a time limit.
Danielle, you're going to have to be specific because suntan lotion helps you tan, but
sunscreen.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess if I have a tent, I don't need sunscreen.
So you want to be able to tan better.
Sit in there. I don't want to burn. Do you see how white my skin is? I burn instantly.
Okay, so
he's German. He understands white burning skin. Yeah.
German and Irish, they burn real good.
So baby oil, essentially.
Yeah.
Crisco, you want a big vat to bring with you.
Okay, so a tent.
Yep.
Some kind of fire starting something.
Okay, Nick's creative fire starters. All right.
And
how about
a sleeping bag?
How about Lady Gaga's last 4 albums? Sleeping bag?
What am I gonna play the albums on?
You're gonna fashion out of, instead of building a sandcastle, you're gonna build a little sand turntable, and you're gonna put the album and play it through your sand speakers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No. Okay. So sleeping bag, so that you're not directly.
So I don't freeze to death.
Sure.
After I get my sunburn, I don't freeze to death at night.
Apparently, the temperature varies wildly on this island.
It could. You don't know.
Sure, that's true. I don't know. Okay. Cory, you got a question?
After taking all this into consideration, change my answer completely. MacBook, solar generator, Wi-Fi hotspot. Fucking done.
What happened?
So apparently I'm going to be the one lasting the longest on this island.
Well, wait, you didn't go to me yet.
Danielle, would you like to pass the baton to Joe?
Sure. Go ahead, Joe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Real quick, a deserted island.
All right, hold on. Let me repeat the question.
All right.
Is what 3 items would you take with you on a deserted island?
That's the question.
As I just said, that is the question.
Does this deserted island have trees? Like a tropical deserted island, which
we know it's deserted, which means there's no other people there. It could be anything else you want there. If you want there to be trees, sure, there's trees.
Okay, if there's trees,
let's say there's
shade. If there's shade,
let's say there's elm trees on the side.
Shade.
It's the only island with elm trees.
Okay, so there's shade.
There's approximately 2 elm trees on this island.
But there's shade then.
Well,
right?
I mean, there's a little bit of shade.
Okay. I would bring a pallet of Miller Lite, because in turn I could make pee into water with that.
Wait, sorry. How? What?
Oh, easily.
You go with me?
Explain.
No, I do not at all.
Explain.
If I bring a pallet of Miller Lite, that means I'm going to be drinking a lot of beer, right?
Sure.
And I'm going to make a solar still that I can pee into, and then makes fresh water.
Stop the presses. How are you making a solar still?
Not the solar still, but the pee. Or like the Visqueen.
When you're making pee, what are you doing with the pee in which then you're drinking it?
Well, no, you make the pee and then it drips into it evaporates into whatever, and then it's all water.
Okay, hold on. There's some science going on here with the evaporation and the going to something that you're not explaining. How are you?
Oh, okay, wait.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me explain. Okay. I'm definitely bringing, my first thing is a big pallet, huge pallet of Miller Lite to drink.
Got it.
Now, this deserted island has salt water everywhere, right?
Well, not on the island, but around the island.
Around the island.
Sure.
So with salt water, I can make fresh water.
And how would you do that?
You do that with a solar still. All you have to do is, you know, that pallet that I brought in?
You're bringing a solar still as your second item?
No. You know the pallet that I brought in?
Yeah.
It's probably wrapped in cling wrap. So I can use that cling wrap to make a solar still out of it with all the salt water.
How do you make solar still with cling wrap and salt water?
Because you dig down right by the beach, right by the salt water. You dig down deep enough and you start hitting salt water. And then you lay the cling wrap over it or the saran wrap over it. And then from the heat of the sun, it starts evaporating the water and the salt stays down and it drips up onto the thing. You put a little cup in the middle and then it drips down to get fresh water.
Are you getting the cup? Is the cup your second item?
No, I can make it on anything. I can make it out of something I found on the deserted island.
No, it's a deserted island. There's nothing on it. There's no cups. There's no.
What, you just said there were trees.
Elm trees. So you're going to make a cup out of an elm tree?
I could probably fashion something out of an elm tree. And what deserted island has elm trees? Odds are the deserted island has
How are you cutting
palm trees with coconuts.
No, I just said
I can make a cup out of.
Elm trees. There's no palm trees.
So no trees.
Yeah, there's trees. They're elm trees. There are two of them. How are you cutting?
You can't say they're elm trees. What deserted island has elm trees on it?
Trees. You asked me what kind of trees. I said elm trees. There's
All
two.
right, I'm gonna fucking keep it simple. Here we go.
All right.
I want a pallet of Miller Lite.
And then
something to make fire with. And a gun with at least 3 bullets in it. And that's it. Are you happy, Bob? Did I make it simple enough for you?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going to drink it all, and right when I run out and I have no food, I'm going to blow my fucking brains out. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, Bob, your turn.
Can't wait to nitpick the shit out of this for Bob. Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, I haven't given this any thought at all.
Oh, it's good because I'm going to fucking nitpick the crap out of it.
All right.
Now, remember, there's no trees, no nothing.
Sure.
Just beach. Beach.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, my island was not limited to 2 elm trees. So.
Well, he asked me.
Thank you.
Trees, and I said, yeah. And he said, I said 2. And he said, what kind of tree?
Actually, what you said was, it's a deserted island. It can have as many trees as you want.
Yeah, and then I got fucking limited. I could have went way more.
You only got limited because you asked me how many trees there were.
But why did Nick get more trees than I did?
Because he didn't ask me how many trees there were.
But it should go for all 4 of us.
But this is the child's play imagination of the.
Well, that's perfect. I'm gonna child's play right into your imagination.
Oh, you child's played your way into like not imagining how many trees there were. You asked me to do it for you, and I said there's fucking 2.
But you didn't ask. I said, could I have had 100 trees? Would you would have been like, okay? Didn't think so.
Joe, can you bring a calculator too? Because there's 5 of us.
Shut up.
So
I was gonna comment on that, but I just left it alone.
So so Aaron and Gina are eating this up right now on Facebook Live and commenting like you wouldn't fucking believe.
Sure they are.
Oh yeah, I can barely keep up with the fucking comments.
Oh, let me guess. Gina says Joe's a fucking idiot and doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, no, not necessarily. She did say that Miller Lite is already water, so you're good there.
There we go.
She did say you only need 1 bullet, though.
What if I miss?
And Aaron also said, "But pee?" ?
I think we were all saying that.
But you can make your own pee into drinkable water.
With what?
Or you don't have to.
With that Visqueen, it evaporates the pee The bad stuff stays down. The water goes up and then drips down.
What do you think? What do you think my desalinizer is doing? At least I don't have to pee into it. I'm just using ocean water.
Great.
All right, Bob. Aaron wants to hear what's going to make you survive. So
yeah, I'm gonna go for a solar powered satellite cell phone to get me the fuck off the island.
Bob will hang himself within the first 6 hours.
That did come to mind.
Yeah.
At one point, but
I'll be off that.
Wait! You're trying to get off this island, or you're trying to survive on this island?
No, I'm getting off the island.
You didn't tell me that.
He just said, "What would you bring on a deserted island?"
Yeah,
but is there a solar
to survive?
Is there such a thing?
Survive.
I know there's satellite. I know there's satellite cell phones, but are there solar satellite cell phones?
Yeah, you could power anything from a solar cell.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be 2 items?
Well, I have 3, so there's my 2.
Okay, so your 2 is a solar generator and a satellite cell phone that can be charged.
Solar panel.
Yeah. Well, just a panel without anything attached to it probably is not going to do much for you.
And the phone.
Right, but I'm saying a solar panel has to be hooked up to a battery source and everything else. So you would probably
what? The sun is the battery.
No, a solar generator works off of
a generator. It's a panel that collects and it's literally got.
So okay, here, this is solar,
sure,
but it's integrated with a battery. Solar panels aren't going to do you any good unless they're integrated into a system where they can store the energy.
It's storing the energy within the panel, and it's literally got a USB cable that it comes with that jacks into your phone.
So it's a solar power source, we could say.
It's a panel.
Can we make something clear really quick? Really quick. Listen.
Your phone.
Listen. This is a deserted island.
Look at all the elm trees.
I thought that was Cedar Point.
Can we go off that?
That's a deserted island. Danielle.
That's way more than 3.
Oh, I thought you were raising your hand.
No.
Oh, you're trying to block Joe from.
I was moving it back because I'm leaning, so it was too close.
Well, that was fun.
Bob, you haven't picked your 3rd item.
And I didn't get to pick my number either.
What number?
You said pick a number between 1 and 100.
You didn't do that, so we moved on.
Well, I did that on purpose.
Bob, what's your 3rd item, Bob?
No. Let me know.
I don't need a 3rd item. I'm getting off the fucking island with those 2.
Come on, let me pick a number between 1 and 100 that nobody else picked. I did that on purpose because I know that's what Danielle.
Oh, you son of a bitch! All right, what time are we at, Cory?
I don't have a running time on the.
Just so you know, my Instagram live just ended another.
Just
hour.
Ended. Okay.
Literally just now.
So we're gonna bring this to a close, but before we do that, I'm gonna let Joe pick a number between 1 and 100, and it can't be 11, and it can't be 27, and it can't be 72. So that's only 3 out of 100 that you can't pick.
How about 51?
Oh fuck! This isn't ending anytime soon.
No. We only have to. I want to give Joe a chance to wax philosophical about this. We don't have to necessarily go around the horn, but so 51. Joe, would you rather trade intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence?
So if I have looks, trade it.
You're dumb.
No, it's a fairly simple.
Sorry, Danielle was talking and I don't really listen to her. So Bob, looks for intelligence.
I was trying to help you.
Excuse me. Bob, so I trade looks for intelligence?
No. Would you rather trade intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence?
I'd say looks for intelligence, absolutely.
Okay. I mean, there you go. So you'd rather take a Playboy Playmate-ish type of a dim bulb lady.
Oh wait, like the opposite sex or me? Am I trading my looks for intelligence, or intelligence for my? I'm confused.
I can't. I don't know where else to go with this.
You mean for a woman?
I mean, I don't want any assumptions, Joe. Let's assume it's a woman.
I didn't know that. Okay.
You could make it a man. Who am I to judge?
Well, if it was a woman, I would rather trade looks for intelligence.
Okay, you're going to trade away the looks in order to get someone with intelligence.
Yes. I like intelligent women.
Okay. I can get on board with that.
Is that okay with you, Danielle?
Cory, your thoughts?
Sound good?
Fucking fantastic.
Danielle?
I wasn't even talking about that.
Yo, don't even pretend like you want to hear what Danielle has to say. You and your thumbs up on your desert island. Nick, any last words? Any final thoughts?
No, that's a great game, though. I like the number game.
All right. We may come back to it if I can remember to bookmark that page. Until that time, thank you, everybody, for joining. This has been Schnozzcast episode 71. So for the Schnozzcast, this is Bob saying goodbye. Cory?
Good night. See you on the next one.
Nick?
Have a good night.
Danielle?
See you later.
Joe? You got to say something.
Do I?
There you go.
Have a good night, everybody. Hope to see you next time.
All right.
See you next week, everybody.